lakelinks.org.
Take a journey to a place so dear, where the mountains meet the sky and the lakes are clear. Lakeport's calling with charm in the air, a hidden treasure so lovely and rare. With clear lakes, waters the oldest around, a peaceful escape where serenity's found. The whispers of nature, the beauty unfolds in Lake County's heart, a story retold. Discover Lakeport and beyond, where memories flourish and hearts respond. In every moment, let the joy surround, from wine tasting tours to the trails unbound. Hiking up hills under skies so blue, with every sunset you'll know it's true. Life's an adventure just waiting for you. Lakeport, California, let's start anew.
Good morning and welcome to Discover Lakeport and Beyond, broadcasting right here in beautiful downtown Lakeport and reaching listeners throughout Lake County. We're your local connection to the people, places, and happenings that make our community so special. I'm your host, Marie Schrader, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. At the console, keeping us sounding our best, is Danny Wynn. Thank you, Danny. Here's how the show works. Each episode, we welcome a guest into the studio to talk about something related to Lake County, whether it's local history, community projects, small businesses, events, public services, or the people who help make this county thrive. And this is your show, too. During the program, we'll be taking your calls. You can phone in to ask questions of our guests or to share information about upcoming events happening anywhere in Lake County. If it's going on in your community, we want to hear about it. So settle in, turn up the volume, and get ready to discover Lakeport and beyond. Our call-in number is 707-263-3435. I'm going to start today with a few announcements about things coming up in the next couple weeks here in Lakeport that you may want to know about. Let's see here. So we've got, if I can, there we go. On April 7th, which I believe is tomorrow, Tuesday, right, is Art Connection for Seniors at the Lakeport Senior Center at 1 p.m. This is the beginning of an ongoing series. There's several of them, and it's supportive art and conversation circle for seniors. So join them over there tomorrow at 1 p.m. We have April 9th is the second Thursday Writers Circle, which is at Visions Gallery. That's at the Silvera Center, and that's at 5 p.m. Let's see here. We have a plant swap in Hobbiton Community Park at 4 p.m. Until dark on April 10th. And April 11th, if you live in Lakeport, you better know about this. April 11th is the Spring Community Cleanup at the 5th Street Boat Ramp, and it goes from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. You have to bring proof of residency. That would be like a water bill or garbage bill or something like that shows that you live in Lakeport, but you get to take several loads. You can find that information on the City of Lakeport Facebook page, as well as the Discover Lakeport Facebook page. Let's see here. And then we have the Children's Advocacy Walk and Festival is also going to be happening in Hobbiton Community Park on Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Story Walk is going to be at Clear Lake State Park, and that's by the Literacy Coalition, that starts at 11 a.m., and you get free entry to the park with that, by the way. There's a Pokemon trading card tournament at Kingdom Games on April 11th at 2:30 p.m., Also on April 11th, swing dance lessons at Lavender Moon and Spa, and that is at 6 p.m. April 12th is a free Spanish movie at the Soparis. Litro de Vida, I believe, is the name of the movie, and that's at 3 p.m. That's just happening in the next week, just in Lakeport. That's pretty amazing to me. So my guests this morning are from the Mendocino College, and Julie McGovern will be joining us shortly. She was running just a little bit late, but Amanda Zhu is here. And so, Amanda, I want to welcome you to the program. Yes. And so here we're going to be talking today about the many different things that you can get at the Mendocino College Lake Center and also Mendocino College in general. And I will just preface this by saying I am a product of junior college. I did my lower division stuff at junior college and then transferred to Sonoma State. I had, I went to college as an adult at 45. So it was, then both of my kids followed the same path. So I am a firm believer in junior college. So tell us a little bit about what's happening at Mendocino College.
Hello, my name's Amanda, and I'm the Dean of Centers with Mendocino College.
Just one.
Oh, technical difficulty here.
Technical difficulties.
All right.
I'm going to have you switch over just a quick mic swap here.
Yeah, okay.
If you don't mind.
There you go. There's always some technical glitches. I think the Easter Bunny got into our equipment.
Yeah, that was probably it. I'm going to go ahead and say
all right,
hello.
There we
that
are.
working better? Okay.
Oh, that works way better. Yes.
All right. Well, hello again. My name's Amanda, and I am the Dean of Centers with Mendocino College. So I get to oversee instruction at our center locations, which includes our center here in Lakeport, but also to coordinate opportunities for dual enrollment, which is where we have college classes at our local high school. So that includes Upper Lake High School, Clear Lake High School here in Lakeport, and Kelseyville High School. And then we also just get to oversee all the other fun things that are going on in the space.
That's wonderful. So talk a little bit about dual enrollment, because
Yeah.
I'm not sure that many people know that you can actually take college classes and get college credit for it at the high school level.
Yeah, so we have really strong partnerships with our three. So Mendocino College gets to work with North Lake County.
Yes.
And then the Woodland Lake campus gets to work with South Lake
Right.
County.
Yes.
And so we're lucky to be able to work with those three schools that I shared previously. And we've been working with them for a good amount of years. So I started in this role in 2018, and that's really when we started these partnerships. And we're able to offer, during the bell schedule, on ground at the high schools, different college classes that students can engage with. We have history courses, we have culinary classes, really a wide breadth of offerings, English, we have math, and it's really personalized to each high school on the interests of those students and what they want to pursue. And we have a whole support system built in for students. So at each site, we actually hire a high school student to be an ambassador for the college.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
that, as you know, we live in a very wide geographic area in
Yes.
Mendocino County, and we're a bit distant from our main campus in Ukiah, and even in Lake County for, Upper Lake and Kelseyville, we're distant from the Lake Center here in Lakeport.
Right.
And so we like to hire a junior and a senior, and they get abreast of all of the student supports that exist in the community college system, so that students in high school taking those dual enrollment courses have access to them. And I'll back up a little bit to just kind of explain what dual means. So
Yes.
dual enrollment, dual is 2, and so that means that you get credit for high school graduation by taking these college classes, but then you also get college credit for taking these classes. So if you're taking, our English C1000, which is like your equivalent of AP English, your first level freshman English course, you get credit for that if you pass with a C or better.
Right.
And it's in one semester. And for that one semester, you get a full year of high school English credit.
Wow.
And one of
Yes.
the best parts is very accessible, but it's also completely free to K-12 students.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
That's exciting when you can do that. And,
Yes.
I actually had my boys they had some holes in their graduation requirements when they were in high school, and so they did not have dual enrollment at the time that they went, but they were able to go to Santa Rosa Junior College and take those classes. And they were so thrilled to find out that one semester was a whole year.
Yep.
It really helps. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy
No.
by any
Yes.
means of the word, because it is a college level class. But if you can really just, kill two birds with one stone, as they say, and get those credits for both. And so both of them, by the time they got to college, already had credits that they didn't have to take those classes over again. And that was really exciting.
Yeah.
So how fantastic is that? I love it. I love it. So I don't know if... and the fact that it's free, those
Yes.
are free.
Yeah.
So once they get to the the Lake campus, is there financial aid available?
Yes, absolutely. So there's, different levels of financial aid based on need. But even beyond that, it's, relatively affordable compared to four-year universities. I believe we're at about $56 a unit.
Wow.
And we're at the base minimum for what the California Community College charges for tuition. So we try to be really cognizant of making it affordable. Those are for our 4-credit courses. We also have a good number of non-credit courses, and those you can take, and it's only a $12 flat fee for
Oh, wow.
any non-credit class that you're interested in taking. And we have a good number of those here at our Lake Center. We have drawing, we have painting, we also have a whole construction series.
Oh, my.
And so we offer this every semester. We actually partner with Build here locally, and we have participants in that program. It's also open to the community, and it's a full breadth of introduction to the construction field that you can receive in one semester for $12.
Wow.
And it really helps kind of jumpstart a career in that field. We have
Yes.
students who do that, semester of work, and then they're able to start in the construction field, $15, $20 higher per hour than they would otherwise.
Wow, that is exciting. That's very exciting. I know you just recently had a career day over there.
Yes,
didn't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yes. So they could come at that they could come in and learn about different.
Yeah,
careers
so
that they
our
can do.
College and Career Day is really one of my most favorite events that we host at the Lake Center. We partner with the Lake County Office of Education, and we invite 8th graders up to 12th graders to join us from all of Lake County, since we partner with LCOE, as well as community members and current college students. And it's kind of a unique event because it's not really a career fair where there's folks actively hiring people. And it's not like a university day where someone knows absolutely, I want to go to UC Davis, so I'm going to talk to UC Davis. It's really an exploration of what college can be for you. So someone can go in and they can talk to an English faculty member and be like, what does it mean to major in English? And then we have that person available for that. And then right next to them, we will have, some of our local newspapers like the Bloom, which will sit right next to them and be like, hey, if you major in English, this is the type of career you could get. Or we will have our construction faculty member right next to Granite, and they'll say, yeah, you do this 6 months here, I'm going to be able to take you on at this level.
Wow.
And so it's really a connected pathway to show students what is possible here in Lake County. And then, of course, we pair it with our student services. So you mentioned financial aid.
Right.
We'll have our financial aid office there, but also, a breadth of student services. And so that includes, we have mental health counseling, academic counseling. We have basic needs, which is a food pantry that's free and available to students.
Oh,
and
my.
so a really encompassing picture of all of the supports that will be available if you become a student at Mendocino College.
That's very exciting. I know that I've seen like food pantries in that at a 4-year. I did not know that you had one at a 2-year. That's really great. Well, and Julie has joined us.
Hello.
Welcome up. We have to get your microphone
Okay.
up and running.
One more time.
Try
Am I
again.
there?
Not yet. No.
I don't think.
We get to share.
Oh, we
Yeah,
just-
just mine.
Is
can
that
share.
it by any chance?
Oops.
Oops. I don't know.
Well, hello.
So,
Sorry for
there
me
we
being
go.
late.
We will share a microphone over here.
Yeah, I have a radio show over at KZYX, and I've had to do this many times, so I'm very familiar with on the fly making it work.
No problem. We can do that. We can do that here. So, well, we're excited to have you because, and next year, before the College and Career Day, let's get you back here.
Yeah,
to
we love
definitely
that.
talk about that because I was a teacher. I taught high school music, choir, and I was always tell the kids that a 4-year is not always what you want to do. I like the junior college level because of the possibility of exploring what you want to do. Neither of my kids knew what they wanted to do when they went to college, and they both went to Santa Rosa Junior College, and I just said, take a variety of classes, find something that interests you, and then go in that direction.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I was just listening before I switched over to listen to your show on my way here. I was listening to like the NPR, the California report, and they were talking about the number of people leaving California, and that in the data that they've looked at, there's a correlation between the percentage of student debt and people leaving the state because they just can't buy a home, they can't get ahead. And so it's a significant life-changing, thing to think about doing, not just the affordability, but also having that lower stress ability to explore what pathways you want to pursue without thinking I have to stay as a business major because I'm already a year in and now I'm $20,000 in debt, and if I switch, that's a lot of pressure, and that can really affect the trajectory of your life.
I totally agree. And you see that quite a bit, when that's why I just love the junior college level, for that opportunity and to be able to do that, and the career. That career day is just a golden opportunity. Do you bring students from the high school campuses over to you to do that?
Yeah, so we have really strong partnerships with our K-12 partners, and so they bus students over to us, and we usually get from 30 to 50 students from each of our partner schools
That's
joining
wonderful.
us. And then, like I said, for that event, we also work with South Lake County, so we get folks from Middletown and Lower Lake, and so yeah, it's a really wonderful event. If you ever have a chance, it's a great time to visit the Lake Center because we have all of those different support folks available. Another good event that we have coming up is going to be on May 7th from 5 to 7 p.m. is our registration event, our registration fiesta. And it's a little bit pared back so that it's not, because the College and Career Day, we've got 60 to 70 tablers. It's an intense event. We usually have about 300 attendees.
That's fabulous.
So it's a lot of energy. It's wonderful, but sometimes that can also be a little bit balanced with if it's your first time to higher education. And so our registration fiesta is a lot more accessible, a little bit calmer. It's open to everybody. We do have support in both English and Spanish at that event. And we have awesome free tacos for everybody if they come and join us. So it's pretty tasty.
Free food is always
yes,
good. You know
and it's
that?
good. It's good food. And we also have fun activities for kids. So if parents want to come and explore what college could mean for them, we
Yes.
can keep the kids entertained.
That's a biggie right there. So many people, have small children, and even people who want to go back to college have small children, and I know that when I was there, a lot of people, I think they had a daycare close to the campus or on campus, at the Santa Rosa campus, and that they would drop their child off and then bring it there. It made it so much better for people to be able to complete that, and as a person who went to college at 45, I struggled with, do I do this? Do I not do that? And I was very fortunate to have someone in my life who said, just go take a class. Take one class. See how it goes. And then, make your decisions as you go. And one class then leads to 2 classes, then leads to 3 classes, then a full-time schedule, which is rather, that was, and I was a single parent with 2 high school boys, so that
Sounds like a challenge.
it was.
But I think I heard Amanda talking about the support, the wraparound support, whether that's basic needs, food pantry, financial aid. I will always recommend that people start talking with a counselor. Come to the Registration Fest event, or if you're a middle school or high school, and you come to college or career day. But if you're just somebody listening who's thinking about going back to school, just reach out, talk to a counselor, and see how you can make it work with your schedule. Because a lot of our students are parents; they're working. We do have the high school seniors who come in and are taking 12 units or 15 units and are on a trajectory to transfer. But we also have a whole lot of students who are at various points in their life, and they want to level up with a certificate, or they've decided that they want to go into child development and open their own daycare. And there's so many different pathways to pursue. But
right. And I firmly believe you are never too old.
Right.
Never too old to go to college, and complete what you already started, or start on that path. Because curiosity is always good. So finding information about stuff is good.
Well, we as the foundation support students mostly through scholarships, and so the month of March is sort of when we review scholarships annually, and then we announce that we give the awards. Let the students know in April, and then these would be for like 26-27 academic year. But in reading the students' essays, so many of the parents mention, particularly if their kids are a little bit older, not little ones, that they want to be role models, that they want to model for their children that it's never too late to go, to figure out. You can always change. It's a lifelong learning, and I always find that really powerful when they write about that in their essay.
Yeah, my goal when I went to college, because I was 45 and I had two kids, that were in the beginning of high school at the time. Or they were actually at the middle school, top of middle school age, and my goal was to get through college before they got there, so that I didn't have someone following around saying "Mom," at college.
But you were in such a good position to help advise them. Think of it that way.
Oh yes, we all did our homework together.
Yeah,
they did their homework and at the table, and I had my homework at the table. And what was real fun about it, my astronomy was my science, is that, and I did incredibly well in that class only because I came home and talked about what I had learned that day with my kids, because they were so curious about astronomy, and it helped. There's nothing better if you want to really learn something, teach it. You will cement it in your brain for a long time.
Yeah. One other thing I was thinking about when we were just talking about the affordability is I have my oldest is a junior. He's finishing his junior year, so he's very much in that what's next mentality, and definitely is thinking of going to a 4-year. But I keep reminding him, you're looking at UCLA and UC Berkeley, and we have so many students that transfer.
Yes.
I think it's like a 28% acceptance rate. I don't know where I saw that, so I could be totally wrong. But that you actually have a better chance of getting into those UCs after transferring from a JC than going straight from high school.
Well, yeah, isn't there now? When I went to the Santa Rosa Junior College, I was guaranteed admission into Sonoma State. Do you have that same?
You can talk about that.
Yes, yeah, it's called a UC tag, and so there's a good number of UCs where they have agreements with the California Community College system, and you can kind of it's not a full commitment, but you can say, this is where I'd like to tag to. It's a transfer agreement, and then they will get back to you and say, yes, if you apply to us, we guarantee your admittance to this university. And so it relieves that stress of not knowing where I'm going to go. So yeah, it's a great opportunity for students. And what Julie shared about the acceptance rates for UCs, prior to my role here as the Dean of Centers, I worked with a program for STEM students, and the majority of those students were wanting to transfer to a 4-year. And I had a good number of students from coming from high school who didn't quite get into the UC they wanted to, and so they came to the community college, and then that gave them another chance of getting to the university they wanted to go to. Because in the end, if you have a 4-year degree, they're going to look at where you got the 4-year degree from. They're not going to worry too much about what you did before you got it.
No, and that's the important part right there. When I was teaching, I often said, the big push at that point in time at the high school that I taught at was 4-year. And I said, you can save a lot of money, and have a lot more freedom to take courses to explore, what you want to do if you start off at the junior college, and there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Those grade GPAs transfer, and everybody was so concerned about their GPA, and I will honestly tell you, no one after graduation ever asked me what my GPA was. No one. It was one of those things that you have a lot of stress on you, to keep your GPA up, and that. Oh my goodness, yeah, that was interesting. So now tell it. So there's a Summer Scholars program. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we're very excited this is technically our third year, but really our second solid year of offering this program. And again, it's open to high school students. So that would be students who just finished 8th grade all the way to those who are just finishing their junior year. Community members are also welcome to enroll in the courses. They don't have access to the suite of supports. And so we partner with each of our schools. So Upper Lake, Clear Lake High School here in Lakeport and Kelseyville, and we coordinate transportation from the high school to the Lake Center here in Lakeport. We provide free meals for students.
Oh my.
And we have a $300 stipend for students who are able to take 2 courses and pass them. And so it's really, a really well wraparound support system. And we recognize that many students, especially here in Lake County, can't always choose whether they get to go to school or they're working during the summer.
Yeah.
And so we try to provide the stipend as an offset to not make it as much of a,
a financial issue
for what they're choosing.
Oh, that is a wonderful opportunity. My goodness. So what kind of classes are that?
Yeah. So it's going to be running from June 15th to July 23rd. So it's just a 6-week commitment. Now, I know during the summer, 6 weeks sounds like a lot, but it just goes really fast. And so we try to offer courses that will have a wide variety of interests. So we have, your general transfer courses, but also kind of applied career education classes. So we're going to be offering a history course, Women American History, a culinary class. It's the meaning of food. And then also a college career success class. So this is really good for your students just starting out, is just becoming a master student. It's tools and tips on how to do school and engage well. We have an all-day course that's really hands-on, fundamentals of drawing. So that's a fun one. We have Introduction to Administration of Justice. So that's for folks who may want to go into law or police force or other things within that area. We have Creative Writing, which is another really fun, accessible course for students. And then we have Music in World Cultures.
Oh, wow. That sounds wonderful. A couple of those piqued my interest.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome to join us. Again, they're focused on the dual enrollment high school student, but they are completely open to community members as well. And we've had good engagement. Our drawing class is typically about 50-50 high school students and community members, and it creates a really, positive environment because you have the kind of present and grounded adult presence.
Yes.
And then you have the energy and excitement of the teenagers, and they really balance each other well. I've gone and watched them, and the teenagers will be helping the adults log into our learning system for their Canvas is what we call it, to be able to gauge with the course online. And then the adults are helping them take care of their brushes. And so it's a really good balance between the two. So we would welcome anyone from the community to join these courses as well. And it's 6 weeks, so it's not as long of a commitment as a traditional 17-week semester.
That's like I know there was a series before I transferred to Sonoma State that I needed, there would be a semester where I would have a really light semester. So I took all of those and I did like a spring semester, summer school, intercession. Craziest thing on the planet, intercession, because that's like taking a 17-week course and putting it into 2 weeks. And I'll never forget going to the first day of that, and he said, "Your final will be next Friday." Nothing like a little intimidation there, Be sure you bring a blue book with you, kind of thing. That was crazy stuff, and then taking fall semester. And so then, after that, someone said, "Are you going to take a summer school?" And I went, "No way. I need a break," because that was a lot of education right there. It was exciting and it was a lot of fun, and it got me through what I needed to get through. But holy smokes, that was crazy. So we're going to take a short break here. I'm going to take and tell you about a few more things that are coming up in our area here. We have a comedy night happening on April 11th, which is Saturday, at Canocti Vista Casino. So that's Barry Neal and Jennifer Jolly are the two comedians that are going to be there. There's a lot happening next weekend. I'm telling you right now, all over the county. There's a food and art fest in the park, and this is at Nylander Park, which is over in Clear Lake Oaks. It's from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Free admission to that. So that sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see. And also on the 11th is the Clear Lake Oaks Moose Lodge ham dinner. It starts at, cocktails at 4 p.m. and dinner at 5 p.m. And that is open to everybody. Every Saturday, there's a hike at Rodman Preserve that starts at 9 a.m., which is, if you have not done that, they don't allow dogs, so be aware of that. But they have a really great docents over there that will take you through to Preserve and show you different species of birds and that sort of thing. And it was interesting. I did it one time during the drought when there wasn't any water up in Rodman Slough at that point in time, and so they were apologizing because the normal shorebirds weren't there, and I said, no, they're all at my house because I have the shore right now, by the water, so that was good. But there's going to be on Saturday, April 11th, from 10 to 12:30, poetry on the preserve, on Rodman Nature Preserve. That is going to be, you're going to do a gentle trail walk followed by snacks and refreshments, collective poem exercises, prompts and reflection, writing tools, notepads are going to be provided. You have to RSVP for that. So that's a lot of fun. That sounds like a really wonderful way to write poetry. Let's see here. And believe it or not, be aware, everyone in Lakeport, the Speedway starts up this Saturday at the April 11th, and I don't know exactly what is there. Oh, it's modifiers, bombers, legends, junior legends, Pro 4, Crown Vics, and bandos. I don't know what all that means, but if you're a racing fan, I'll bet you do. And so the Land Trust, let's see, I have a Land Trust calendar on the website, Discover Lakeport CA, that they have several events coming up in April and May coming up. So check those out as well. Let's see here. On April 14th, there is a book club meeting for braiding sweetgrass, and that's going to be at Lavender Moon Spa down here on Lemeen Street in Lakeport. And on April 16th, which is Thursday, it's a week from Thursday, is the monthly packing party by Operation Tango Mike, and that happens at Columbia Bank. That's always a really great way to, kids can come, and as long as you are supervised by an adult, you can come and participate in that as well. And just so our listeners know, I know that I am giving you a lot of information very fast. All of this will be on the website, discoverlakeportca.com. And I also will make a post about it on Discover Lakeport CA on the Facebook page and Instagram page. So you can find both of those. And a recording of this will, by tomorrow afternoon generally, be up on the on the website, discoverlakeportca.com as well. So you can re-listen to all of the information that our guests are giving you today, and make sure, and you can share it with other people as well. So great. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about other things happening at
I just wanted to really quick touch back on the stipend portion that Amanda was talking about, because obviously the college as a state-funded institution can't pay students to take classes, and so that's where the foundation, the 501c3 nonprofit arm of the college, comes in. We have 13 different affiliate organizations under our umbrella, And each of our centers, I know Amanda at the top of the show was talking about the 3 center locations, in 2 in Mendocino County and then 1 in Lakeport. And the Lake County Friends, which is chaired by Wilda Schock, has been very involved in helping to fundraise in order to provide the stipends to students. I kind of think of them as mini scholarships because what it allows is the same thing that a scholarship would allow a student. It allows them to focus more on education and less on work. Doesn't mean that they aren't working at all. They might be working nights during that 6-week session, but it gives them a little cushion to which and it levels the playing field. So a student who otherwise would have to be working more like a 40-hour-a-week schedule during that 6 weeks of the summer can still take advantage of this program. Because if you think about a student who just finished 8th grade, they have 4 summers of opportunities. If they take 2 classes, each, that's 16 college courses that they can get done just in the summer. And so we want to make sure that opportunity is available to any and all students who want to take advantage of it and not have the socioeconomic barrier of, having to choose between work or education.
Right.
So we are applying for grants, both from Lake County organizations as well as outside of Lake County. But I did want to just let people know that we are open to accepting donations. The Lake County Friends is a 501c3 nonprofit. And if anybody has any questions or wants more information, they are more than welcome to email me. My email is jmcgovern, MCGOVERN, at mendocino.edu. Also, if you know Wilda Schock, which I know a lot of folks in Lake County do.
Oh, yes.
Wilda is very well versed in the program and can give you more information. But anyone who's interested in supporting students on this journey, we would welcome a conversation with you.
Fantastic.
Marie,
Fantastic.
we do actually have a caller.
Oh, very good.
Ready to take one.
I sure am, yes.
Hi, caller. Who is this? And from where are you calling?
This is Wilmer. Hello, Danny.
Hi, how are you?
Very good show. And you know what? You're absolutely right about never being too late. I was a college freshman at Shasta College at 47 years old, being a grandfather.
Wow.
Okay?
For you.
Now, I got my GED/diploma because she understood the difference, my teacher in Red Bluff. And so I had got, at 45, I got my GED/diploma at the same time. I actually got both because I went through a ceremony. That's the only difference between a GED, and she understood this, a good teacher that she was. And she developed a pilot program for GEDs where you were pre-tested. And then what was easy, you tested, got that out of the way, and you took a subject. And then the hardest thing for you, that was your last test. And it worked wonderfully.
That's wonderful.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say. And I'm going to step back in where I can listen. I'm outside with the birds and dogs and everything.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that confirmation.
I'm going to be weed eating in another hour. Anyway, you folks, everybody out there, be reasonable. That means listen to each other. That's half of speaking.
That's exactly it. Absolutely. Thank you for that. That's a great confirmation of, what education can do, or, to be able to, that you're never too old to go back. I mean, we hear stories all the time of grandmothers who go back or grandfathers who go back, go get and finish up their education or get their college education. I was the first, I'm the only child in my household to have a college education. Neither my brother or my sister ever, aspired to that. And at the time when I was graduating from high school, I didn't have the resources available to tell me how I could go to college, and my parents were absolutely against it. Because in Minnesota, there was an AVTI program, is what it's called, Area Vocational Technical Institutes. And so I ended up going there, because it was free, and you came out with a certificate. Now, those AVTIs are now junior colleges in Minnesota. They transferred over so that you can get college credit for those classes. When I was there, I could not, but I learned a lot of useful information about computers and all that kind of stuff when I was there, and I've used that ever since. So I do not discount that education at all. But it's a really, it's a good thing to get, to be able to say, to go back and always be a lifelong learner. I think that's more than anything else, the message that I would put out there is that lifelong learning is a good thing.
Well, and I think too, depending on what field you want to be in, I think more and more employers are recognizing that supporting their employees through kind of leveling up, whether that is just a certificate or through a degree program. We signed a perpetual scholarship at the end of 2025 with Sutter Lakeside Hospital, and their whole reason for that is that they see at least every year they get a couple of the RN grads who come and work at the hospital, and so they want to invest not just in nursing, but it was interesting, I just kind of assumed, because we had so many conversations with them about nursing, that's where they were going to want, the donor always has the ability to set the criteria for the scholarship. Sure. But they really wanted to encourage any Sutter Lakeside employee who was attending Mendocino College could be eligible for the scholarship, or a dependent. Wow. So someone who, worked at the hospital in whatever capacity, if they have a child or a guardian, someone that they're in guardianship of, or someone who's a dependent, can apply and get that scholarship. And so I'm just pointing out that I think what we're talking about is percolating to employers, and I know that so many people with the college work a lot with employer data and industry, data that is a lot more involved than what I'm involved in. So Amanda can probably talk about that more. But, just the connection to the local workforce is also where the community colleges kind of really shine, because they really know what's needed and what kind of training we need in the pipeline to be a healthy, thriving community.
I mean, I will admit that I am a social media junkie. Okay, so that is, I say that every single week because I am. And what I see online is comments from kids saying, I can't find a job. I can't, it's really difficult for them. And, it might be a really good idea to take advantage of this summer program to advance where you're going to go afterwards, even if you don't go to a 4-year. At some point in your life, you may want to have these credits and to have this knowledge. And this is the summer program free?
Yeah, so for K-12 students, there's no tuition independent of which way you engage with taking classes with us. So whether that be at your high school, on ground at the Lake Center, even online courses, those are all tuition free to high school students. However, if community members want to engage with the courses, then there would be either applying for financial aid or paying the low fee for it. But overall, yes, it's going to be for the target audience. It's going to be free with those additional wraparound supports. And some of that's even involving with our partnership with Lake County Office of Ed. So kind of like in the health field, there's HIPAA where they can't share certain information. We have a similar thing called FERPA. And what we noticed through the summer program is that students were falling behind, and we couldn't necessarily notify parents. And yet they wanted to know, and they wanted to help them succeed. And so we partner with LCOE, and actually at the halfway mark, if students aren't making good academic progress, LCOE calls parents and helps them be involved and engaged. And so it's really wonderful, the partnerships we have in Lake County to really provide this, wraparound opportunity. We also have a person on ground every day checking in with students to make sure that all of their needs are met. And so we do have a good number of students engaging with our food pantry and accessing other resources to help them stay engaged with their coursework.
That's wonderful. And for for people who are concerned about the financial cost of going to college, having this summer program, I mean, how many units could they possibly, if they started in 8th grade, how many units and how much equivalent cost would that have been if you had to pay for that you are now ahead in your college career? So it's saving you money in the long run by doing it taking advantage of this program during the summertime. So if you're in that financial thing, and my thing, I know that when one of my children was graduating from high school, it was 2008, and the crash. And there was no way not graduating. He was graduating from college, actually, and there was a crash. And the crash that happened back then, and he couldn't find a job in his stated field, and so he decided to spend that time going and getting his master's degree, and that really paid off because he, even though he couldn't get a job. He was actually doing something that would further his profession later on. And that's an important thing.
Well, I just wanted to mention Dariela Lopez, who oversees the Lake Center, did a really great job collecting data from students from last summer. I think they had upwards of 50 high school students in Lake County that attended the Summer Scholars at the Lake Center. And she asked a variety of questions, but one of the questions was kind of open-ended, and it was like, kind of what did you get out of this program, good or bad, right. They're all about wanting feedback to improve things. And I was struck by a handful of students whose comments, there was some who were like, I now know that I want to go into administration of justice because I took this class, or I liked the child development pathway and I think I want to do that. But there was also a few students who just mentioned, like, now I know I can be successful in a college course.
That's wonderful.
And that mentality shift, is really crucial to them. Like, what you were saying before about they might not have role models in their life who are telling them or showing them, or that we have a lot of first generation students at community college and at Mendocino College in particular. And so this is an opportunity for them in the summer to really, and then they might take that class and say, oh, I got a B. Like I did really well, and I actually liked it. And, now because of the college and career success, I have like better study habits and time management skills. So then they might start taking dual enrollment classes during the academic year.
Right.
And then you really talk about accelerating. There was I think I've told this story a few times, but not on this show.
That's right.
There's a teacher, I wish I could remember her name, at Upper Lake Elementary, and we do an Adopt a Fifth Grader program where we give potential scholarships to fifth grade students that are chosen by their teachers. It's all based on donors, giving us money. Then we give it to the students as a promise when they graduate high school. They can get a $1,000 scholarship if they come to Mendocino College.
Wow.
And this one, I was at Upper Lake Elementary getting ready to do the presentation where we give the awards to the fifth grade students, which you talk about like $1,000 to a fifth grader. You might as well tell them it's $1 million. They're like, what? It's like so exciting. But this teacher came up to me, and her daughter had gone to Kelseyville High School. I don't know how many years it had been, but she graduated from Kelseyville High School with her AA.
Wow.
So she graduated halfway through, and then she only did 2 years at UC Santa Cruz. And then she got into some amazing like illustration program in Southern California. But my point is just, you have students who are going to be high achievers and like kind of run with the ball, but we also are catering to students who just need a little encouragement to understand that this is a place for them, and that this is a pathway that they can explore and be successful.
I can only, to me, that also says if you find out that you're successful as an 8th or 9th grader on a college course, that will then translate also to their high school courses to say, I now know how to approach this better, and relieve some of that stress of even high school. That's wonderful. But what a great story, to graduate not only with your high school diploma, but with an AA. That is remarkable.
Well, and I think Amanda can probably speak to too. They've been doing like dual enrollment stoles, right, at graduation?
Oh, they do? Oh.
Yeah, so we recognize all high school students who have taken 12 or more Mendocino College units while they've been a high school student, and then they wear a Mendocino College stole that says dual enrollment on it to their high school graduation.
Oh my gosh.
And then, of course, if they get the AA, they wear it to ours as well.
Of course, yes.
But it's really lovely to see, because we get photos back from those high school graduations, the blue and gold of Mendocino College at those high school graduations.
That is wonderful. I'll be looking for that this year in all of the photos that are out on Facebook, because I see them all. Yes,
we do have another caller. Marie.
Fantastic.
Like to go ahead?
Yes.
Who is this caller? Where are you calling from?
Hello. What an amazing California show.
Thank you.
I've got an echo. I think I'm talking to myself. I appreciate if you'd let me know who your beautiful people are that are on the radio right now. I had the pleasure of moving to the side of Highway 29 when a large emergency vehicle had to pass on the other side of the road. But it is now day after Easter Monday. And we're live, correct?
Yes, we are live.
Throughout the world, kpfc.org.
Yes.
California. Lake County Community Radio, 88.1 FM on not your dial, but on your, whether you have an analog or digital, doesn't matter. You can still get us.
That's right. That's right. In fact, I often have a little radio sitting next to my computer that I will just turn it on, and it's tuned to KPSC. So I do that myself.
Well, anyway,
yes.
Yeah, just to get to the point, yes, thank you so much. Well, I have my little tiny Sony radio, not a plug, in here at the Law Library, and I put it on when we don't have patrons. We're on the corner of North Forbes and 3rd Street, that little square, unobtrusive building that says Lake County Law Library.
Exactly.
And
another great
don't be
resource.
afraid to come in. It's actually, if too many people come in, I'll never get my administrative billing done.
No, we have so many wonderful resources in our community, and that is one of them that people don't know about. Is that we do have a law library right in Museum Park down there that is a great resource for anyone.
Yes, exactly. So I'm looking forward to new people walking in and give them a tour of the oldest Supreme Court cases on the shelves still. We're more or less a museum, not necessarily a library, but we have a lot of online programs, including Westlaw, CEB, California Education of the Bar, with all kinds of procedural guides, self-help, how to start a court case, unfortunately restraining orders. But there are also a lot of wonderful resources here. And I am interested in your summer school, only if I could have the time. And if you'd let me know perhaps if you know a schedule or times. And also, please identify yourselves, because I don't know who you are.
Okay, well,
thank you again.
Yes,
I'll take it off the air.
Okay.
Well, I'll let Amanda talk with more details about how people can get information and what the deadlines are and who to contact for more information about specifically summer scholars. But my name is Julie McGovern, and I am the executive director of the Mendocino College Foundation. So as I said, we're the philanthropy arm, the 501c3. So we raise money for scholarships and to support the food pantries and to support summer scholars by giving small scholarships to the students who participate.
And hi again, my name's Amanda Zhu. I'm the Dean of Centers with Mendocino College, and our summer program is going to be running from June 15th to July 23rd. That's 6 weeks, and it goes from 9 in the morning until 3 p.m. So we have a set of morning classes to choose from and a set of afternoon classes to choose from, and then we do have that all-day drawing class.
All day.
All day.
Oh my goodness! If you like to draw, and I'm your host, Marie Schrader, and I have Discover Lakeport CA is where you're going to find any links. If you can't get to theirs, you can get to the website discoverlakeportca.com, and there will be a link on there under Discover Lakeport and Beyond, under that tab, of any information in the show and the contact information for these two lovely ladies from Mendocino College. So that will be there for sure. Absolutely. So I want to mention a couple more things coming up that you may not be aware of. On April 16th, there's going to be a talent showcase at the Lakeport Unified School District. I believe it's in the MAC building, yes, from 8 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., and that is students and staffs that are going to be putting on a talent showcase. Also, if you are interested, if you love Lake County, like we do, I know Danny and I are both certified tourist ambassadors, you can become a CTA. There's a class coming up on Saturday, April 18th at the Eli Stage Stop from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And you can go on to the Chamber of Commerce website and get information to be able to register for that. So that's a lot of fun. You learn a lot about Lake County by taking that class. And then at Soparis on Saturday, April 18th, there's a dance party with, I believe it's by the Lake County Theater Company, featuring the Funky Dozen, and you can go onto the Soparis Theater website to find out more information about that as well. And on Saturday, April 18th, is the Chasewater Olive Festival from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at Chasewater Winery. Let's see here. And also on Saturday, April 18th, is the 45th annual Spring Dance Festival at the MAC, and this is always a lot of fun. It's just showcasing dance, and I know several of our dance companies, have their students in there. I know that the Clear Lake, I believe it's Clear Lake Clickers, their clogging group, they perform during this, and it's always a lot of fun in there. And I believe there's one more thing that I have here, and that is that there's badminton lessons and free court down in Clear Lake. So contact the City of Clear Lake for that one, and they have information about that. So, and I'll have that on the website as well. So, is there anything else that you can think of that might be a good thing to add to what we've got here today?
Well, I would just say to anyone who's listening, who's interested in supporting students attending Mendocino College, particularly at the Lake Center, we do have a Lake County Friends group, which is a group of volunteers that meets monthly, and we talk about ways to help students. So if you are interested in more information and you want to get involved, I'll share my email again. That's jmcgovern@mendocino.edu. That group is chaired by Wilda Schock, so you can certainly grab Wilda and ask her about it if you see her around town or at one of the many events that you're sharing. But that's what our Friends group and our foundation exists, is to support students in any way possible. We're really enthusiastic about Summer Scholars because we just see so much opportunity for youth. Even just giving them something positive and enriching to do in the summer, regardless of if that translates to them attending college. I mean, certainly we hope that they do, but education is always worthwhile. So, I mean, I think, there's a lot of parents who will be more and more interested as the summer goes on and as future summers go on. We hope that this program is around for a while. So we really, in order to make sure that happens, we could really use support. So Thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Yes.
And I'll just share, we've been talking a lot about opportunities for high school students, but the Lake Center is predominantly there for our community members. Yeah. And so anyone is welcome to join us for courses at the Lake Center. Open registration for summer starts in April, and then for fall is going to be starting in May. That May 7th registration event is really focused to help support people exploring what we're going to be offering in the fall. And there really is a wide breadth of opportunities. You talked about astronomy. We are going to have an astronomy class, and it's actually going to be taught by a previous NASA engineer. So that's pretty exciting.
That is exciting.
Yes. And, we have construction, we have drawing, we have piano, we have English and math. We also have pre-nursing prerequisites. So we have anatomy that's offered at the Lake Center. So just a really wide breadth of areas to explore for, of course, our teenagers are welcome to engage with those, but of course, everyone in the community as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So, I just want to mention a couple of other things that we have in Lake County. One of them is it's a food donation pickup program that is called A Simple Gesture. We just did our pickup on April 4th on Saturday throughout the county. Our next one is on May 2nd. And all you have to do to donate food is put a bag of food on your front step, and we will pick it up and take it to a local food pantry. And I mean local. We have 7 church food pantries that we support here in Lake County. Every zip code in Lake County is covered by this. You go to www.joinasg, that stands for A Simple Gesture, joinasg.org. Put in your zip code, and it will sign you up for the one that's in your area. You will get emails that will tell you to put a bag of food out, and then we just come and pick it up and take it for you. And then once you start this program, we give you a reusable bag that has our logo on it and everything that you can use for future pickups. So we do this on the first Saturday of every month, unless it's a holiday. We're not going to do it on a holiday. And we let you know when the next one is happening. So the next one right now is May 2nd. You have time to sign up. So please, help us reduce food insecurity in Lake County. That's a really important thing. So, okay. So our next show is in 2 weeks, and our guest there is going to be from the Lake County Fairgrounds. So tune in 2 weeks. Thank you so much for listening.
Mm-hmm. Take a journey to a place so dear, where the mountains meet the sky and the lakes are clear. Lakeport's calling with charm in the air, a hidden treasure so lovely and rare, with clear lakes, water